Oh, brother!
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Basement Brothers podcast, your favorite show featuring your favorite basement dwellers. Myself, JD, and my good pal, as always, Mr. Mo Money. How you doing over there?
I'm here, still alive and kicking. It seems like it's been a little while, JD.
It has. We took a nice little hiatus there after we hit our milestone 10th episode.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Glad to
Great
get
to
a
be
little
back.
break. Yeah, we took a little break. I got out of the basement for once and enjoyed life for about a week, and now we are back. We are ready to rock.
That's right. Back into the confines of the basement. Let's get this thing going.
That's right. A lot of hot stuff happening out there. Let's get into it.
Yep.
Interestingly enough, in these trying times that we live in, Facebook has seemed to, or I should say Meta, has seemed to lessen its control over what we could call mealtime photos. Interestingly enough, if you're scrolling through Facebook at any set time, and I've seen this plenty of time in my feed, you will get wide open breastfeeding videos.
Yep.
I myself enjoy them. What are your thoughts, Mo Money?
It's interesting because I thought it was just me. I'm like, is it just me? Did I just accidentally scroll on to someone's page and catch a private personal moment between them and their baby until I took a closer look at the baby? The baby doesn't even look real. So I think this is kind of staged. And I want to say that more than being a nurturing moment between mother and baby, this is leaning more towards softcore porn. So
You know what's crazy about it, dude? There's a lot of legitimate clips as you scroll through. They'll pop up, and it's legitimately, just a natural moment of breastfeeding, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly normal and beautiful.
yep,
Then now there's the women that figured out, hey, all I got to do to go completely topless on my channel and be shown is put a fake baby on my tit.
yep,
And that's
yep.
literally what they're starting to do. It's crazy you mentioned that because I've literally seen videos now where women will have these fake babies just on the point to basically spice up their meta content without basically being blocked or banned.
Yep. Well, listen, at the end of the day, it's all about views and clicks. And there's, you know, there's nearly no other way to get your views and clicks up than to expose yourself. And, you know, young women have found this loophole. So, but I really wonder, are the babies fake or is it just me? The baby looks just too perfect.
Literally there's some that are real. You can see the baby actually moving and you can see him, kicking around and everything's okay. And then there's literally um, the times when you could tell they're not. And it's I've seen both. And what's crazy is it's like, and I'm sure obviously it's just one of those things where it's going to take them time to probably dial up their preferences to what they allow on there because for a while there was, I mean, it seemed like everything was pretty well policed on there. You could do anything like, sort of thing like that. And now it's just loaded up on there. Like I was scrolling through the other day and I mean, it may show what I'm actually looking for on Facebook because those posts seem to pop up a lot.
Yeah. Well, you're better than me. I'm more prone to believing that it's not as innocent as it looks. I mean, for all that we know, that's like an AI generated baby, or maybe it's a midget with a bad haircut. I mean, we don't really know. So I don't know. I just
It's Hornswoggle.
yeah, it is. And eventually they're gonna do that. It's gonna be like a midget. I don't is it inappropriate to say midget these days?
That's a good question. A little person, dwarf,
Mhm.
cave dweller. I don't know what you would call them, but yeah, I guess whatever we choose.
Well, who knows? It's one of those mysteries of the interwebs. We'll find out one day, I guess.
Until then, it's not going to bother me. I like it, and I'll continue to, for all the moms out there that want to put their breastfeeding photos out there or videos, feel free to post them so I can see them.
Hey, listen, no complaints out of me. No complaints out of me. None whatsoever. Let's see what else we have here.
Speaking of keeping an eye out, it sounds like you've got to keep an eye out on your well, your friendly neighborhood technicians.
Yes, yes. Well, apparently there are some technicians that are finding some innovative ways to make sure that they can charge you some fees for their visit. Let's
Very
roll that
nice.
beautiful bean footage.
What is the breaker?
The
For
what?
the actual breaker for this living room. I just want to reset
Oh.
everything. The power.
Yeah.
For the breaker.
It's in the kitchen.
Looks like
How
he's
far
trying to
is it?
send the homeowner away. That's never a
Where's the
good idea.
where's the breaker? Uh-oh.
He's staring at the ceiling for some reason. I don't know what he's looking for. Okay. Oh,
Oh.
he's got the razor knife or exacto knife.
Oh no. Look at this little bastard.
It's not turned off yet.
Oh man. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I don't know how long that clip you want me to play, but so he gets called to fix this. There's an issue with the guy's TV, right?
Yep.
At some point.
Well,
What?
the guy's TV is apparently still under warranty, and he's saying that there's some issue with it. And there are like two. Apparently, I believe there are two technicians that are there. There's one that's right in front of the homeowner or the customer, and then there's another one that's somewhere else. Um, so as they can charge the homeowner and void the warranty, they basically have made the television defective. So they have damaged the television, and
So
you
so the
know,
TV at some point it's having some issue or some kind. The guy walks around. He gets the guy to leave the room. He pulls out
mhm,
a fucking razor blade
yes,
and
yes,
jams it into the
yes. Look at
surface
this.
of the TV. I've never seen this before.
No, no,
Wow.
it's crazy, and it's like
Like like
I'm
where?
the I'm the type of person that I tend to believe that people who are coming into your home can sometimes have bad intentions just because maybe they've had a bad day, maybe they don't like you,
Yeah.
maybe they don't like how far you live away from the shop, or maybe in this case they want to make sure that they void the guy's warranty. But
Maybe
this
they're a
is like,
Chinese man with a bowl cut, right? We don't
yeah,
know.
it's like now it's like we have proof that these guys are
Uh,
sabotaging your devices. So you and I both come from the tech world, so we would never do anything like this, would we, JB?
no, no. You just
Oh,
what you do is whatever you can't fix, you just make up what you did fix. That's how that works.
yeah. I think further along in the clip, the guy comes and he's trying to show the guy, oh yeah, your TV, man, your TV's busted, dude. So you
Yeah, I can
know,
see he comes back in and he's kind of looking at it and you can see him, he's pointing out, here's this mark. But I got to think this guy, it's like, where would you get that kind of a cut on the screen? The screen, you should have seen that at some
yeah,
point, and all of a sudden it just appeared there.
yeah. It wouldn't make any sense. It's too perfect of a cut. Because let's say if someone had leaned against the television and he's thinking that maybe that caused the TV to crack or something like that. It wouldn't be a perfect cut like that. Like it's clear if you touch it that that's a perfectly cut screen. So what's going to cause that cut? A
Yeah,
knife.
exactly, exactly. You'd think the guy would be looking at it being like, well, this wasn't. I mean, I guess when you install your TV or you get it installed, maybe you're not checking it that closely, and maybe the guy just was clueless when he put it. Like I would have thought that would have been a red flag when all of a sudden you walk in and see this guy standing there. All of a sudden there's a big slice in the center of to the right side of the screen. That wouldn't appear by itself. And not only that, that would be really hard to do with any other way, right? Like just bumping it or, I mean,
Yep.
that's just crazy.
I don't know about you, but the moment the guy walks in with the razor knife rather than say like some, you know, wire tie clippers or snippers, like my alarm bells are going off. I could tell you about a recent experience for us.
Yeah.
We have like a warranty plan on our furnace, and I won't tell you the company, but we have a warranty plan. So annually they'll come and they'll check things out, and if it needs a tune up or something, they'll do what they need to do, or they'll tell if something's wrong with it. And fortunately for us, we had a previous owner of the house that literally did everything for us before we purchased a home. So we know this is a top of the line unit. It's been serviced, everything's good to go. The guy gets in there, he starts poking this and poking that, messing with this and messing with that, and he's like, you know, your static pressure is such and such and such, and I think he said it was like 2.95, and like the recommended tolerance is point 0.5. And I'm what first of all, what the fuck is static pressure? I don't know what that is. So
And your blinker fluid is about a quart low.
like, okay, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. But now he's got me worried. He's like, yeah, we're gonna have to. This is terrible. It's the worst reading I've ever had. We're gonna have to turn the
Oh
system
God.
off. And you know, we're now trying to get this straightened out. And he's calling people at the office, and he's putting us on the line with people. So now we're panicking. My wife's really big on you know, keeping in contact with the previous owner. So she's calling the previous owner. Now the previous owner's pissed because she spent thousands of dollars really getting extended warranties and getting everything straightened out. And she was sold what was told was the top of the line unit. Now they're talking about rebuilding the unit, but don't worry
Oh,
about it. Your
Jesus.
warranty is this and your warranty is that. Then they even tried to tell us that the warranty wasn't transferable. So literally, we had to get the previous owner involved. And by the time they were leaving, the static pressure had gone down. They
No,
didn't have to
seriously.
they didn't have to rebuild it. And as we did some research, we found out that that's some sort of indicator that like them and like maybe one other company uses, but it's not an industry wide sort of you know metric. So it's some crap that they made up that they can scare people into spending more money.
The sons of bitches do it in every one of these industries now because it seems like the public in general, just people in especially I suppose people as people are getting older, some of these people in fact, probably elderly and just don't have that much of a clue. In fact, some of the younger people don't seem to have a clue about anything anymore. They're not looking into anything anymore, right?
Yep.
You can wander in and just say, that HVAC system's going to cost you 20K to replace. And it's pretty much like, well, they just nod and smile and sign the dotted line.
Yep. Yep. And you got thousands of dollars. I tell you what, one thing that I did gain out of that experience, other than knowing that I can't trust those guys, is I now have a convenient reason to call out from work any day, anytime now. If something goes wrong and I have no hours left, I have no other excuse. I'm going to tell them, hey, listen, my static pressure was up. I'm going to have to take the day off.
Well, when you get some lemons, make some lemonade, right?
There you go, brother. What we got in segment 2?
Coming right up. So this is an interesting, talking about things that can just happen to you from predatory species. Uh, this comes from a territory that you might be somewhat more familiar with because I believe this took place in Florida.
Uh-oh.
You're familiar with Florida?
I'm very familiar with Florida. Oh, it's an alligator wrestler. He's got
So,
khakis on.
the clip will describe itself here.
Okay, let's see.
In the category of don't ever try this at home. North Carolina scientist Fred Boyce was off duty from his job at the Pine Knoll Shores Aquarium when he spotted the 250-pound, 10-foot-long alligator. Wildlife officials had been called in, but they were still a couple hours away. So Boyce did what any brave man would do, approaching the gator. But Boyce had bitten off more than he could chew.
Oh, no.
The alligator attacked, ripping his arm from his body. Boyce was rushed to the hospital. The gator finally wrangled and returned to the wild.
Oh, he is.
And we are happy, overjoyed, in fact, to have Fred Boyce here to join us from his home in Swansboro, North Carolina. Fred Boyce, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
North Carolina.
Now, okay, it was in North Carolina. I thought it was Florida. My bad.
Well, that's something that Florida man would do. But go ahead, I'm listening.
What's funny about this guy is the guy here appears that he's barely, maybe in his 40s, but here he looks like he's 87 years old.
Yeah, he looks like he's at the country club.
He looks like he could be pushing 90 here, and he decides to jump on the fucking back of this gator and wrestle it like it's a pet monkey from next door. Just bizarre. Like, this could have been so much worse for this guy. He got lucky as shit because when this thing actually turns, the gator is most likely in this point, like when it gets him here,
could chew. The alligator attacked him.
You can see it's just kind of grabbing him, and then normally, like from what I see in a gator, the thing will just hold on and start rolling. But this gator actually lets go,
nearly ripping his arm from his body. Boyce was rushed to the hospital.
The gator was just annoyed and wanted him to leave him the hell alone. Because if he really was in kill mode, he would have latched onto that arm and started to do that death roll, and that arm would have been gone.
just would have popped off like a toothpick.
Oh, it would have been gone. It would have been, oh my. Well, listen. First and foremost, what got into his mind? I don't know what television show he was watching that told him he could just mount that gator in his khakis and his golf attire, and it was going to work out for him, because it didn't.
Now
It
look at
did
the
not.
size of this guy's arms compared to the size of that gator's neck. That fucking gator, the neck is like 40 inches around.
Yeah, his
You know,
head
I
is
mean,
about the size of that guy's torso.
yeah. And I swear, when you first see this guy, when he's limber like this, he looks like he's 85, 90 years old. When you see him here in the interview, you can tell he's probably maybe 45 or 50. I mean, he's
Yep.
not nearly as old as he's portrayed in that video, but wow, the guy's lucky. And imagine the infections and shit you could get from one of those gators biting you.
You
You know?
can, because they carry a lot of bacteria in their
Oh,
mouth. So yeah,
just insane.
that was a really dumb thing. What's that saying? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. He almost won the prize of the day with
Yeah,
that.
he became the chief emperor of the Squid Games there, or whatever the hell that movie show was where everybody was getting killed.
Googly
He
moogly. Well, he's lucky that that gator wasn't more angry. And speaking of angry, that takes us to our next part of this segment. And I like to call this when road rage goes wrong. Let's see what we got here, JD.
Those videos where road rage goes a little too far. This one actually goes the furthest that I've ever seen. The man gets out of his car,
Oh,
and now it's
fucking-
game on.
what's he got in his hand? A
Looks like
sword?
they're backing up.
Like a, I don't know if that's a bat. Oh,
Looks like they're trying to hit him, but they're
Trying to-
like, "Nah, I'm gonna see
yeah,
it."
trying to-
Oh, nine for nine, windshield
A
for
fucking
a buck.
katana.
Let's bring it on as he backs back up. Looks like he's
Oh, jeez. Oh, he was going in for the
there
kill.
goes
He was
the
going in for the
door.
kill with that one. That
Well,
fucking
the guy was
guy's
in the car, so maybe he was just trying to. Nah, that was the kill shot. 'Cause I think the guy was in the car. He was trying to take that door off.
Wow, that
Oh,
was messed
man.
up. So these guys pull up, they get into some sort of altercation. The guy pops out obviously with a bat of some kind or a katana or some can't tell what the hell he's using. A lightsaber it could have been, who knows.
He popped
Smacks
the
the
trunk on him.
shit
Yep.
out of that guy's vehicle. In fact, smashes the windshield, it looks like. And then all of a sudden that guy's like, nope, game over.
Yeah, the guy's like, fuck it. You know, you've already bashed my windshield in. I might as well go for broke and use the rest of the car as a weapon. It's
Now,
crazy.
it just goes to show you how crazy road rage is, because if you think about this, I mean, the guy gets out with a bat or whatever and smashes a window. I mean, the guy's obviously could get charged with some sort of aggravated assault or something like
Definitely.
that.
Both.
The other
both of them.
guy, yeah,
Both
yeah.
of
And I mean, obviously, I guess you could look at that as a deadly weapon, except he was in his car, so he wasn't hitting him
Yeah.
directly with it. But I mean, if the guy would have just stayed in his car, the other guy would have got charged. The other guy would have went to jail. Well, now this guy's going to get fucking charged with attempted murder.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, he literally tried to run him and kill him with that car. Well, the other guy's going to be able to argue and say, well, I didn't want to kill him with the bat. I just wanted to smash his window.
Listen, both of them were idiots, because we're talking about the cars as weapons. At any point, either of those guys could have produced a gun and
Oh,
got to capping, and you start capping, and that's it. So I don't know what the goal was, but both of their cars are ruined. You know, ruined.
yeah, like you said, man, could have pulled out the gat and did a little rat-tat-tatting over there on him.
Yeah, pull out the heater, as they would say. back in
16 in the clip and one in the hole, as my old buddy, Nate Dogg makes the bodies drop cold.
Oh, you know what? It's like, I don't know. I won't sit here and act like I've never had road rage before.
Yeah.
You know,
We've all
um,
been there.
yeah, but I've never gotten so angry that it was like, you know what? Let's wreck the car, and we're gonna teach him a lesson. I'm gonna ruin my car that gets me to work, and he's gonna learn his lesson somehow by me destroying his car and my car at the same time. I just don't understand what's the logic behind it. It's got to be just pure anger, but like, wow.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I could totally see the anger and just getting, when you get to that spot where you just kind of snap almost. But what at least what I don't do in that moment is, especially when it involves like the possibility of an attempted murder charge, I usually can take a step back, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, this guy's pissed me off or this guy's damaged my vehicle. I don't need to go to prison for 30 years to prove some sort of, toughness to this guy.
Exactly. Well, I hope everybody escaped with literally like no injuries, but the cars are basically damaged, and like I don't know how they're going to clear this up with the insurance companies, because you know they're both at fault. So who knows?
That's a bad deal. But I mean, yeah, I guess you like you said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
We have two grand prize winners right there.
That's right.
What do we got in the next segment, JD?
Heading into the free for all.
All right.
The next story is a heartwarming story of Arnold farting in a lady's face.
Not the governor.
California. It's me in California.
Oh, Lord.
So this was an interesting story. This was a movie that was I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. It was the movie where Arnold basically has to, which is even better. Gabriel Byrne comes to Earth and he's basically Satan reincarnated. And at the end, the only person that can obviously stop him is Arnold, right? You know, he literally has to battle Satan. Well, this woman, I remember in the movie, she actually plays like
Satan? Is she Satan?
No, she could be. She could very well be. She has the eyes. She has the Kenneth Copeland hollow stare into your soul.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, she plays this like she's demonically possessed like mother of this woman that he's trying to protect, right? So for whatever reason, she just looks out of place. And interestingly enough, this woman is also in a movie called, I believe it was Ed and His Dead Mother, where she actually dies and plays a dead lady in the movie. It's if you've never seen it, go out and watch. Steve Buscemi. It's like an independent film in the 90s. Great freaking movie. But she looks like a ghoul anyway. And maybe that's why Arnold let that Frankenbeans in her face. I don't know.
Well, I was wondering because as I saw this little, photo of both of them, like, Arnold's had a lot of plastic surgery too. So I'm like, is that like one of the kids from like Kindergarten Cop that grew up and like Arnold's had so much plastic surgery, the kid now looks older than him, But
this was the kid that said, boys have penises, girls have vaginas. This is the kid from Kindergarten Cop.
I mean, it's possible with all the plastic surgery, and Arnold has the money for it.
Hey,
the kid
we're not going to judge. We're not
Not
going to judge anymore. We don't know what that kid's turned into. He may want to be a aging 80-year-old lady now. We don't want to judge.
And Arnold's old as dust. So I gotta imagine that everything that it took to make that fart has probably been churning around in his gut since the 80s. Like when he made like the Predator movie or something. He's been around for a long time. So
he ain't got time to bleed.
Like all the protein shakes and
raw
eggs.
And the fucking probably just pounded pills from his fanny pack like the rest of them.
You can imagine
I wonder if he had to dub in the fart sound later, like all those old movies where he dubbed in those stupid sound effects.
You have to get out of here. Get to the chopper.
To the chopper. Eat this beef stew.
Oh my goodness!
Fucking Arnold.
That was too much fun. I'm done with that. That's too much fun.
So it was just a nice little heartwarming story of Arnold back in between. I guess you got to have something to do when you're on some of those movies, You
got to listen. He's the big cheese. He's the
literally he's the big cheese cutter.
Yeah, pretty much. So he can do what he wants to do. And I'm surprised he didn't make her apologize.
He's probably going to sue her for defamation now.
Yeah,
I couldn't help it. It was my flatulence. So manly.
Goodness. What else we got there?
Well, another beautiful story of the humanity that's out there in this fantastic world we live in.
Hot chick in the woods.
That's right. There's nothing better than a hot chick alone in the woods, unless it's this chick.
Okay, let's see what we've got.
Get ready with me to sit in the woods in front of my crush's house and make sure he's not going anywhere. And then I can watch him if he leaves his blinds open.
Yeah.
Which he probably won't anymore, thanks to you guys.
Not with that ghillie suit on.
Wait a minute.
She's got a fucking ghillie suit she made out of some grass.
I feel like Joe Rogan. Stop! This is so cute. I've been a fugitive state for 6 years. Yeah, my crush seeing me outside his house, camping outside his house, it's the least of my worries. And the explosion of that school bus. And I had nothing to do with it. The deep state runs deep.
The deep state.
Cinch the waist.
Guys, stop. I know what you're thinking. Hear me out, though. Run!
So she didn't say her boyfriend. She said her crush. Like, so this is a dude that she's not even with. And it looks like she's in the woods in Florida.
Well, this is the dude that she knew, but he probably didn't even know her. That's probably how scary this story started.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
JD, where are all the normal women? Where did all the normal women go?
I don't. The sad part is, dude, is I don't think this is that atypical anymore. Like I would look at this as something like, this might be far fetched 20 years ago. Today, when you watch some of the clips of at least what some of these women are putting out online, seems to be the norm. Really seems to be the norm.
This is pretty extreme by most standards. We've heard of Florida man. This is Florida woman. That Gator's probably lurking somewhere in the woods behind her.
Maybe she is the Gator. She took off that ghillie suit.
Man, and depending on where she's at, she can get shot. A hunter, could shoot her. So
Well, what about the guy she's stalking? Maybe he's over in the woods with a 30-06 looking to load up some lead.
Could be. Ironically, I was just watching one of my favorite films with the great American actor Ice-T surviving the game.
Surviving the Game with Rutger Hauer, one of my favorite movies of all time. Ice-T playing a bum from the streets.
The game vibes, bro. Because she's
totally
out in the woods. You get a couple of drunk. What was one guy was a doctor, Gary Busey's crazy ass, like a psychologist or something. He's just such a crazy fucker. I don't care what anybody tells me. He's played these movies. He's not that great of an actor. I think he's really crazy.
He is. There was a show, not to be sidetracked, that he was on for a while called I'm with Busey. It was like a 12-episode series where this guy just followed Busey around and did just the absolute most crazy shit. He's absolutely off his rocker. Now, what's crazy about Busey is he got in that motorcycle accident and cracked his brain like an eggshell. And basically from that point on, he always had some issues, but he was still a fairly good actor from that time all the way into the late 90s. And then he just deteriorated into a wreck.
He's a man. But I know sometimes they do that sort of stuff for attention and to be controversial, because then people are going to kind of seek them out. But I think with Busey, we've got the real deal. I don't think he's acting, because he's not that great of an actor. I think he's really crazy.
I would agree. I think just mentally his faculties have deteriorated, from that injury just over the years. He's completely, like I said, if you ever want to catch I'm with Busey somewhere, watch it. It'll show you what kind of nutty shit that guy's up to.
I'll check it out one day. But looking at this still photo here, I think we got at least 2 cast members for the remake of Surviving the Game. So
yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, she could take over Ice-T's new role, and following this new wokeness in Hollywood, that would be a perfect cast. You've got to cast a Latino-looking woman now instead of Ice-T.
Yeah, she looks like a part-time barista at Starbucks. I mean, we've got it all covered.
She's the new one surviving the game.
And why does the guy look like Braun Strowman from the WWE?
That's another new trend where everybody has these strange cut massive beards and these flat trucker hats. It's just bizarre.
Oh my goodness. Well, this has been a fun episode. I had a great time, JD. How about you?
Yeah, most definitely. Good to be back in the old saddle. We're turning and burning as usual, my friend.
Yes, indeed. Cooking with gas, brother. Cooking with gas.
Yes, indeed. Well, I think that'll wrap us up for this show. And any final thoughts? Any words of wisdom you want to part our fantastic fans with there, Mo Money?
If the chick is crawling out of the bushes with a faux greenery sort of outfit on, you should probably run in the opposite direction.
And just because there's grass in the infield doesn't mean you should play ball.
No, not at all, brother.
All right, Mo Money.
Till next time, brother.
That's right.